So, as we say that the monitoring and controlling process group continuous monitoring provides the project teams with an insight needed to make timely and informed decisions. And by tracking the performance constantly, potential risks can be identified and mitigated before they can impact the project. The monitoring and let's say controlling process is not only supports a successful project outcomes but also fosters a culture of accountability and excellence within the team. Monitoring and controlling are integral part of the project success, which is bridging the gap between the planning and execution. And by leveraging the tools like KPIs or structured processes, project teams can track the progress, manage risks, and implement the changes effectively. Ultimately, monitoring and controlling provides the framework for achieving the project objectives while adapting to a dynamic environment, ensuring both, let's say, efficiency and quality. Now, let's start with understanding the key ITTOs involved at monitoring and controlling process group. So, the ITTOs formed the foundation for uh, monitoring and controlling process group, and they provide the framework for systematically evaluate the project performance, manage changes, and ensure the alignment with the project objectives. Understanding the ITTOs ensure that the project managers can navigate the complexities of monitoring and controlling with confidence, fostering the consistency across the project. Here is, let's say, overview about the key inputs like the project management plan, project documents, the work performance information. If you recall that this is where we have useful data, agreements, the FFs, and the OPAs, and the tools here that is majorly used when doing the monitoring and controlling process group, including the expert judgment, data analysis is heavily used, decision making meetings, and the output here would be work performance report, where you consolidate all of the work performance information and you put it into reports to report the project, let's say, progress. Change requests if needed to readjust your project plans to meet the baselines, the project management plan updates, and the project document updates. And to start with, first, the key inputs here that we have. So the inputs are the starting point, as we've discussed many times, of any of the monitoring and controlling activity. For instance, project management plan serves as think of the baseline, outlining what needs to be tracked and what need to be, let's say, controlled. The work performance data or the work performance information, I would say that it's the performance, let's say, data because it's unprocessed, which it was an output of the execution process group, which is collected during the execution phase, which provides real-time metrics such as the actual costs or completed tasks, also the let's say the resource usages. And let's here say that in a construction project, this data might include the number of units installed versus the number of units were planned to be. What else we have? We have the OPAs or the assets, the organization process assets like the templates and historical records. Further supports the decision making process, ensuring that the monitoring aligns with the organizational standards and past lessons. And the common tools and techniques that is used in monitoring and controlling process group. So to remind ourselves about the tools and techniques, we say that it transforms the raw data into an actionable insights. For example, the trend analysis can help the project managers to predict the feature performance or the future performance by analyzing the past historical data. And the tools here we have is like expert judgment, data analysis, and decision making. Uh, let's also think of the root cause analysis as one of these tools that can be used as part of the data analysis. So The root cause analysis might be used, for example, to address in an IT project a repetitive system failure by identifying and resolving underlying issue. Tools for reporting like Power BI or Tableau, which help you facilitate the data visualization, making it easier to communicate findings to stakeholders. Collaboration also like collaboration tools like Microsoft Teams or Jira for Agile project or Slack. All of these tools ensure that the monitoring results are shared in real time, fostering alignment and responsive among the team members. So the tools here to summarize, we talked about expert judgment. We all know what's expert judgment, data analysis, decision making, techniques like the trend analysis and root cause analysis, which is important. The collaboration tools that enhances the communication across the team. Now let's move into the next topic we have here is the output of the monitoring and controlling. So outputs are tangible results of monitoring and controlling process. Think of the work performance report, which summarize the metrics such as the cost performance index or known as the CPI, also the schedule variances, the SV, providing a snapshot for the project health. And we're gonna cover all of these CPI, SPI, the CV, and the SV um, when we come to the earned value, let's say management or EVM formulas. So the key outputs here we say that it includes the work performance reports and the change requests, which is another critical output, enabling the teams to adapt to evolving project needs. For example, let's say in a product launch project, a change request might address a shift in market demands by revising the marketing strategy. And these outputs of the monitoring and controlling, it's essential for maintaining the transparency with the stakeholder and ensuring that the project remains on course. So the key outputs we covered here, we said the work performance reports, the change requests and updates, sometimes to the project documents if needed. All of these output will support the informed and data-driven decision making, and which provide the transparency and accountability. Now let's understand how it interact with other knowledge areas. So monitoring and controlling process interact with all project knowledge areas to ensure a seamless integration. For example, um, cost management, the control cost process monitors the budget and ensures the adherence to the project budget, while in risk management, the monitoring the risks process evaluates the effectiveness of the risk responses which was implemented. These interactions create a feedback loop that is all aspects of the project aligned. By monitoring the scope, schedule, and quality continuously, project managers can proactively address any conflicts and maintain balance across competing priorities. So, as we say, that monitoring and controlling spans across all of the knowledge areas, cost, scope, schedule, the resources, and risks. It ensures the integration across all of these projects, which promotes a holistic project management and maintain the let's say the balance across the different competing priorities. Work performance data and report, which is considered as the input and output of the monitoring and controlling process. So we talked about work performance data as an input. So when we talked about the work performance data, which we say that it's collected continuously during the execution and serves as the foundation for monitoring. This data includes metric like task completion rates, source uses, the usages, and effect counts. On the other hand, you have the work performance report, which summarize the work performance data or information into a meaningful insight. For instance, a report might highlight that let's say a manufacturing project is 10% behind the schedule due to machine downtime, promoting a review of maintenance schedule. So these work performance reports are shared with the stakeholders to ensure everyone is informed and enabling timely decisions and address any deviation. Since change requests and change control process here is very important when monitoring and controlling the project. So change requests are natural outcomes of monitoring and controlling activity. They provide a structured way to address any necessary adjustment while maintaining control over the project scope, schedule, and budget. By managing changes systematically, the project teams can adapt to new requirements without compromising the overall project objectives. And for example, here in a software development project, change request might propose adding a new feature based on the user feedback. And this request would undergo, let's say, to the evaluation process to assess its impact on timelines and resource before it's submitted to the change control process or to change control group, and then whether it gets approved or rejected. Continuous improvement through the monitoring. So monitoring is not just about, let's say, tracking the progress. It also drives a continuous improvement by analyzing the performance trends and identifying, let's say, repetitive challenges or issues. So teams can refine their processes for better outcomes. And this commitment to continuous improvement ensures that the lessons learned during one project translate into success the future, let's say, projects or endeavors. To summarize our, let's say, session on the key ITTOs that is being used and the monitoring and controlling in a high level. So we say that the ITTOs framework is essential for effective monitoring and controlling, providing the tools and processes needed to evaluate the performance, manage changes, and ensure the project alignment. Work performance data and reports empowers the teams to make informed decisions, while integration across knowledge areas foster a balanced approach to project management. By leveraging these ITTOs, the project managers can navigate the complexities, confidence, ensuring both immediate and long-term project success.